What up, ladies and gentlemen? We are back in the building. Listen, man, you tuned into
MSR Pod.
I'm Adam Butler, that's Paul Span.
Black Man Span in the building. Once again, glad to be here.
Brother Smooth is in the building.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, LT is in the building.
What up, y'all?
Listen, y'all, there's a whole process. We in this beautiful studio. We've been in here for a minute now. Y'all used to it. Y'all know the digs. You know what it is, right? But what you don't get to see is the behind the scenes and all the stuff.
You really don't.
You don't see all the chaos,
calamity that
to
happened
get this show
Oh,
going.
my God.
Shout out to my man Ox, who's one of the funniest humans in the world.
I dropped a jewel on us before we got on air.
Ox always come in with like the little last minute little one liner. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it. So if you ever see us come, whenever we like kicking the show off, you see us we giggling like a bunch of goofies. That's why.
Yeah,
because
we be having a blast, man.
We having a blast. Oh,
Whoa.
Yeah,
Bring it out. Toxic masculinity rears its head.
Nah, man.
Rears its head.
Nah.
Grow up, gentlemen.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you. We don't do that on this show. It's not a bunch of pause and you crazy and all that stuff.
We about to start.
Right.
Speaking of that, real quick, before we jump into our main topic, I had a stream of consciousness because obviously whenever somebody says pause or that's crazy, you think about shouts to Cameron and Mace and the whole crew. Have y'all been keeping up with the Dame versus Cameron thing?
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Real quick, we don't gotta waste a whole lot of time on this. I just gotta real quick. For those in the audience that may not be keeping up with the type of stuff, I get you got lives, I understand.
Right.
Cameron and Dame Dash, who have been very close and almost like best friends for a very long time, grew up in Harlem together, all that stuff. Rockefeller, you all know what it is. Have been having like a little bit of a beef lately, and it really sparked off because I guess the rights for Paid in Full is kind of like reversed or been like public. And 50 Cent purchased them.
Right.
He's going to make a series because 50 Cent love to make series about. 50 Cent is very good at making like Marvel Cinematic Universes out of like drug dealers.
That's what the Powerverse is.
The Powerverse and the BMF verse, and now I guess it's the Pay the Full verse.
Right.
But he's going to be making a show about it. He's making Cameron the executive producer, and Dame Dash's response was, "Congratulations, 50 Cent is now your
new boss."
Right. Which got I'm about to say Ebro. What's your man from Breakfast Club? DJ Envy. DJ Envy to come out and remind people of that infamous Dame Dash clip of him being a boss, and a lot of people are going, well, look at Dame now. He was talking all that boss stuff. Look at him now. And I think that's sad. It's true.
It's a tragedy.
But I think it's a tragedy. I think it's a real tragedy. And I think it's a real lesson in this. I think it's a lesson, bro, about like business, friendship, loyalty, all of those things. I think
your attitude,
what you should expect from people. I'll say this straight. When we relaunched this show, there were people that weren't with it no more. You know what I'm saying? That were with us in the beginning. Y'all could be people that weren't here, that were here before, that weren't here, that aren't here now.
That's
and
right.
it's no love lost. It is what it is. I'm not looking at them, and Paul's not looking at them, and I don't think you all are looking at them like, man, you ain't loyal. No. It is what it is. People move on. And ultimately, in this situation, obviously, we have ownership of this show. But guess what? This studio is owned by someone
else.
I have to work with Ron. Shouts to Ron. Shouts to the people here at Ideaplex. Like, we have to work with them. Like, they have some control, a lot of control of what we can and cannot do.
100%.
Not like what we say on air, but you get what I'm trying to say.
We can't come in here without them opening the door.
You got to answer to somebody.
Yeah.
You gotta answer to somebody, man. Somebody got the keys, and it is what it is, man. I got a 9-to-5 job. At that job, I have a boss. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. I just never, it's sad to see someone like that. And last thing I'll personally say about it is, if Dame does seem to have knowledge, right? Leor has gone and worked for Apple. Right? Kevin Lyles has had his own label and then gone and worked for another,
president of other labels.
Man, Dame would make such a great, well, I don't know if he would or wouldn't at this point, but at one point it seemed like he would make such a great president of a label or president of an organization or VP.
Especially to get money for artists.
You know what I'm saying?
It comes back to the whole idea that to someone's terrorist is someone's freedom fighter. And I feel like when we used to see Dame back in the Rockefeller days, when he was going crazy, like he was fighting for his people, he was fighting for his team.
Yeah.
Yo, this ain't no Def Jam tour, nigga. This is Rockefeller tour. We are in this together. And I think that for some people, it's like, oh, he's defending, he's fighting for it. For other people, it's like, oh, he's
doing too much.
He's doing too much.
Yes, including some of the people that work for him.
Exactly. You know what I mean? But I think Dame has always been very consistent in, I don't want to say it's an ego thing, but I think he's been very consistent in his mantra of that. You know what I mean? You have to control your own narrative. You have to control how this car is going. You got to be in the driver's seat. And I think that his message, I remember that. It's an iconic interview when he was on the Breakfast Club.
Yeah, it was.
I think that message wasn't for regular people.
But was it even for him?
It was. I think it's for people in his position to be able to really take that mindset and go. Like, I feel like there's certain people who either have the capital, they have the support, they have whatever to really be like, okay, bung, I'm gonna do this. That wasn't for the average person who has to go to work every day. Well, within reason. Within reason.
I'll say this. Per your point that he's been consistent, right? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe elements of that consistency were a fallacy.
Fair.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not here to count Dame's pockets or anything like that. That teeth falling out thing was funny. Like
it
was funny.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what can I say? It was funny.
I didn't think he was gonna bring that up. Yeah. I didn't think you was gonna bring that up. Real live. I've had no intentions of that coming up.
You know what I'm saying? It was funny.
But yeah, go ahead.
But my point is, like, when we all grow and evolve, I think that Dame has a brilliant mind, and I think that a lot of things that he says has merit. Like, I think we all should want to own everything that we possibly can.
Right.
But I don't think his like demeaning other people for being people and having like there are, understand something, like even like law enforcement actually supposed to work for us. Like there are so many things and many spheres that we have to learn how to adjust more. And I don't know, I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying anything about him personally. I champion everything that he wants to do for his family. I champion all the things that the teaching ownership to your sons and your daughters and all of those things. But I think there's also a element of learning and like learning how to be a bit more diplomatic to get you and your family other places is also important.
Two quick things, real fast. Two quick things.
And the shit was fun.
Two quick things. Paul always gonna bring up the cops somehow. I'm telling you, boy. He gonna bring them along for me. He gonna bring them the fans, man. He look like two.
The boys.
He gonna bring the boys up, all right? And they're supposed to work for us.
Right.
Two, perhaps, and this is the last one I'll make on this because we got topics to get to. Perhaps that consistency and that, you know, being married to that ideology is what is holding him back, because he became I don't have a boss. I ain't never going to work for nobody. If you work for somebody, use a SAP and this, that, and other. So now, sadly, there seems to be some, and I ain't counting that man pockets, but this is things he talks about. There seems to be some issues happening, and you have the talent to go help someone else, right? So maybe Cameron has a media empire right now, and maybe Dame Dash would make a great vice president or president of whatever Cameron's media company is called. But because I can't be nobody, I'm the boss, he can't do it.
Even partner up.
Yeah, because all seems like Cam is doing is partnering with 50 Cent. It's a great look.
He's not his boss.
Even if he is, even if 50 Cent is the executive producer of the project, and actually, no, I'm gonna take that back. If 50 Cent owns it, if 50 Cent owns the media company that is producing, he owns the media company that's producing
G Unit Films.
He owns G Unit Films that produces the paid in full TV series, and Cameron is the executive producer of the TV series. He does technically work for 50 Cent, just like the executive producer Kevin Feige works for Bob Iger because Bob Iger runs Disney.
Right.
Still a boss and all that if you want to work with these words, but at the end of the day, it's all silly, and that's really what I'm trying to get at. I really want to see Dame Dash on his feet because Dame Dash is an important person in hip-hop, and I just hate seeing what's going on. I ain't even mentioning the Jay-Z talk and all that.
Well, one of the things I dislike is that because it is such a tragedy, it's like Macbeth almost. You know, I mean, not in terms of the exact plot, but just in terms of like it's like it's this paranoia of like, yo, your time is coming.
Yeah.
I think that we can't dismiss, of course, not what he built and what he did.
Not in the least bit.
For not just hip hop,
no,
black music. I know y'all not saying that, but I think sometimes people tend to be emotional and think about the rants instead of thinking about what he's actually saying. And I think sometimes that's what I'm fearful of, is that people part from what he's saying because he's not where people think he should be successful. Because the things he's saying, while
over the years, whose fault is that?
You said over the years?
Yeah.
I don't know, bro.
It's his.
Because I know what I'm saying, but I think but when in business, loss comes. Like that's
I get that. What I'm saying is, like, I think that everyone should have the ability to evolve and grow. And I'll ask you this: like, you can stand by.
And last question on this, because we gotta get to our topic.
All of your laurels if you want to, but like, what has it? And I'm not even talking about and it's going to be a funny innuendo. Right. But what has it profited him?
Real quick.
Peace of mind of maintaining his independence.
Mm-hmm.
Potentially. Okay. I'm not saying for me, I'm saying potentially. I mean, from the outside looking in, you know what I mean? I think that, shit, if your kids is good, or your family's good, then, you know.
But he complains about things a lot.
He's filing for bankruptcy. Okay.
Speaking of that's not an indicator of anything. A lot of people file for bankruptcy.
Boy, I love you, man. Hey, speaking of independence, what's our first topic of the day?
Go for it, T.
All right, but before we get to the topic, I just want to speak on that by saying niggas have bosses every day, B.
Yeah, every day.
Good work. So that's how we're going to end that.
Exactly.
Every day.
Good work. Good work. So let's talk about the first topic. What?
Junior shit.
All right, let's talk about the first topic. So I'm going to read this article or this statement, but run down. All right. Based on recent reports from the news outlets like Wired and The Verge, a liberal dark money group has been secretly funding Democratic content creators. So they've been giving money to a lot of Democratic or left-wing content creators, right? The group Chorus, which is funded by the 1630 Fund, has allegedly paid influencers thousands of dollars a month to push messaging favorable to the Democratic Party. This arrangement came under fire for a lack of transparency, a reported non-disclosure agreement, and questions of authenticity. Now, as we all know, things like that happen all the time on both sides. So let's talk about like why this is being so scrutinized, you know, because it's the left.
All right.
I don't know what's happening.
LT read no cameras.
Yo, this shit is hilarious. So this nigga's been laughing for like the past.
Oh man!
Because I think about
forgive them.
We used to make a nigga read first glance.
That's why I kept looking up. I was like,
"Oh man,
y'all niggas got something to say?"
And that's what made it even
every episode we're gonna get one person to read aloud,
right? And that's why that was funny because he looked at me and started smiling because he knew I was laughing at him.
Yeah, that's why I was like, right. What?
Okay.
Y'all niggas got something to say?
All right, y'all. Sorry about that, audience.
niggas read aloud.
Yeah, exactly.
Woo!
That should be a segment.
Yeah.
This.
Yeah. That should be. All right, here we go. This is interesting because it kind of follows a theme of stuff we've been talking about on this show, which is you know, and I mentioned this a couple of weeks back that like one of the reasons I personally wanted to bring the show back was kind of like to combat certain things, right? And have a voice for ideologies and things that I personally think are important. And I think we all as a team, you know, and I'm speaking for myself right now, but as a team, I think we are kind of like-minded in lockstep.
Especially
and I think
camo pants on. We are definitely
oh
my God.
Wow.
And
I
so-
didn't even think about that. All the search, we're camel pants.
Amen.
But no, seriously, I think that having a show that has representation like us, and including Nargis, who is a young Black woman, Muslim American woman, a mom, all of those things, like we, wife, myself, you all know us by now, right?
Yeah.
So we think it's
cover it
important
all.
to have our voices out there. And I think it's important to have people that are leaning to the left and Democratic, because last week we talked about Charlie Kirk, and we talked about like the rise of that kind of like troll culture that kind of comes from their side. Not everything on the right, I don't even know why I'm qualifying like this, but not everything on the right is all obviously evil, but like a lot of things, it's just not, there isn't a balance in our media representation right now, right? We've seen the sway elections. We talked about these things on the show. This is interesting to me because when this story broke a few weeks ago, and most of the big podcasters have talked about it at this point. Taylor Lorenz, I think is her name, the author of the article, has done the media circuit. We'd love to have her on here if she's willing. And she's explained what's going on. A couple of high-profile Democratic or left-leaning TikTokers and podcasters have been, I don't want to say outed, but, been involved or accused in this. Some have denied it. Some ain't saying nothing. That's cool. What I think is interesting, fellas, is that some people are wondering if this is wrong, because if there's money behind you, then that leaves it open for someone, as T explained, to control what you say, right? So if big left-leaning funder, like you were mentioning off mic, like a George Soros, right?
Right.
Or someone like that, were to come to a podcast or come to us and say, yo, I got some bread for you. Bread in your pocket, bread to pay for the studio, bread to pay for advertising, bread to get your face out there, because I think what you all are saying is important.
It's worthwhile.
I think that you all have a great message and that you all should be amplified. Same way someone amplified, we talked about this last week, someone amplified Charlie Kirk. Someone amplified, named that right wing.
Yeah, what's his name? Ben
Shapiro. Or anyone, Joe Rogan, whoever, like name that important voice, left, right, middle. The question I have is it, now that's the negative, that they could go, all right, now that you have my money in your pocket, I don't necessarily agree with your stance on Gaza, right? I think that you should be a little more pro-Israel. Or I think you should be more anti-Israel. Or, man, I don't think reparations is something you need to really be focusing on your show right now. I think right now we think that you should be talking about issue X. That's the negative of it. It's pretty obvious. The positive may be that, well, the other side is doing it, and we've quite literally seen it sway an election. This is all purely political talk. It's not necessarily right and wrong. We've seen it sway an election. We've seen Trump go on Rogan and Theo Vaughn and your boy Brilliant Idiot. It's not Brilliant Idiots he went on, but that show, other shows, and it literally swayed the election. We know that's fact, because Kamala didn't do them, and they did. Why can't you fight fire with fire? Andrew Schultz. Thank you.
Yeah.
Why can't you fight fire with fire? P, I'll start with you. Do you think there's any merit to that argument? Fighting fire with fire and hey, take the money.
Yes. Yes, there's merit to it. And here's what I mean by that. Ultimately, people have to decide both where their soul lies and where their integrity lies, right? Because just because we're talking about backing, because there's a way to get backing and still be yourself.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So I'd say this, I don't look at, because when it comes, we've seen it work in other spaces. Like we're watching it work in other spaces, and understand something. And I'm not, obviously we're not trying to be divisive and pit anything against anything else. However, if you're smart enough to see that something works, all you have to do is take the element of it that works and then revise it. If you feel froggy about the places that it can go, and maybe the submersion of people telling you what to do, then you make sure that if you do take this money, you make sure that you let it be plain clad. Well, here's what we're going to do, and then whether we have to write it out in our contract, whether we have to, like, I understand it, like, I want my voice amplified, and I thank you for that. If you truthfully believe in me, and we align in our views, and I appreciate that. And I think that it would be more prudent to be more transparent about it, because there is, in my personal opinion, there isn't anything to be ashamed of about that. If people want to amplify your voice, allow them to amplify your voice, but do your best to still keep your personal integrity. And I think that it can be possible.
This media thing is developing into something different that I think we have experienced, right? In terms, I mean, there's always been investors into broadcasting, into TV. That's always been a thing. There's always been a thing of directing certain topics or certain ideologies. So it's nothing new. I think that, to your question, fighting fire, I think that does need to happen. But I think, though, it needs to happen within strategy. And I agree. I think any form of commuting or not commuting, but communicating to, like, the public, you have to have some type of strategy. You have to know and understand what are the limitations when it comes to that. You know, what happens 3 months down the road? What are the implications? And so I think that putting money into causes is something that's always going to happen. It always has happened, but it just comes with that strategy piece. And think about long term what you're trying to achieve. It may just be a short term goal. Have you on for 6 months during the election campaign just to really push it, and then, you know, that's it, and then we'll take it from there. So I think that strategy all comes down to the big piece of it.
I find it interesting that I have several trains of thoughts on this. I'm not gonna waste a lot of time, though. I'm gonna try to be as concise again. I do find it interesting that the rules are so different on the left than they are for the right. This story comes out on the right, it's kind of like, okay. Well, on the left, it's like a bombshell. These people are taking money. They're not authentic, and that is the core argument and the core flaw of the two different philosophies. On the right, it is, we get the job done no matter what. It's hard. We are adults over here. Life is tough, and deal with it.
10 toes down,
On the left, it's
good, bad, or indifferent.
On the left, it's, I have to genuinely feel how I feel. Everything I say is authentic and real, and I am in many ways playing like there's a lot of morality testing going on this side. So if you take money, then that means that you aren't real. You're not just doing this.
You don't believe in what you're saying.
You're a freedom fighter sitting in your basement for the good of the good.
Right.
Now, that's not, some people present themselves that way, and that's the problem. Okay, that I am just a goody-goody doing this for the goody-goody. And then when you find out that there's money involved, then it's like, well, maybe you're a little fake. Right? And that happens to anyone that kind of stands on, like, a moral high ground in anything, really. Honestly, I've seen it happen at pro athletes. They're like, oh, it turns out you're not as good as a person as you said you were, huh? That happens, right? Okay, so that's that piece of it. The to what you all are talking about, the question becomes, can you have a strategy with it, or are you following someone else's strategy? Are you just a puppet and a mouthpiece for this corporation or this seed money? Or is it, listen, I just believe in what you're talking about. You seem very much aligned with the political ideologies that I want to see come to life. I got the bag. I'm going to fund. To me, that's business. That's just how business runs, right? That's like someone could literally go, hey, look, I'm just going to sponsor your show. I'm a sponsor of you. I believe in you. I got the bankroll. You got the talent. Let's rock. Let's make something happen. That's what we were just literally talking about with Cameron and Dave.
We know someone who could have funded certain things, but they had their own strategy of, like, they could have funded MSR and expounded this thing, but they had a different mindset versus than what y'all had. So
I know what you're saying. Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yes, 100%. We've had that conversation, and so some of it's just being an adult. But the question becomes, would you take the money? Right? And I'll answer first. I'll answer them. It could be that. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Just because, and hear me, okay? Just because it's happening on the right does not mean that someone is not just a slave to whoever those big donors are, the Peter Shills of the world, and the, these big tech billionaires that are just like, I want the world to look a certain way, and you have the voice of the people, and you can make this happen, and you do as I say, and that person's just basically like, yes, sir.
Okay, no
word
problem.
up. I can't do it. I can't do that. Because as I started this conversation, the whole point of bringing this show back for me was to offer what I feel like is authentic voice in a space where there is not. I'm telling you, in my purview, what I see, every bit of media, every bit of genre of media I see them chasing an algorithm. Commanders lost a game recently. The algorithm switches from Jaden Daniels is the greatest thing ever to, is Jaden Daniels having a sophomore slump? Because the algorithm tells you must talk about that in order to get the bread. This isn't your real thought. Comic book stuff. And I know it's a silly examples. I'm just trying to say how strong the algorithm is. So it must be even stronger when it comes to actual serious issues like policy, right? And culture, comic issues. Is this a bomb? Is it a flop? It's never a nuanced conversation about what we're watching. And that goes for any media. LT brings up anime media. I'm pretty sure it's the same there, right?
Right.
So when I see that everyone's saying the same things and it just becomes mind-numbing, what I hope is that, or what I look for is someone that's giving me an honest assessment of what's going on.
Right.
That's what I hope. And that's what I hope we could provide. If there's money involved, hey, listen, word up. We need it. That's why we got a Patreon, right? We need the bread. I'll be straight up. We need it. This place we in right now costs money to do.
Absolutely.
These clothes, everything we doing costs bread. That is being a realistic human being. I got kids and a wife. My baby, these shoes. Okay.
Baby crying.
Maybe I'll get some Patreon on that one. I don't know. Okay, but just to wrap it up, so I'm not anti-taking money, but it has to be a real conversation. And this is what I don't know. I don't know whether this article is saying, nah, bro, there was no conversation. There was, hey, want that money?
Right.
Then you belong to me.
And that's crazy.
Your soul is mine.
That's crazy. A very simplistic view of it.
Sure, but I'm just saying, yes, because I agree with you that there are nuances even within that, right?
Right.
Okay, I did my sneaker podcast. The first year or two of my sneaker podcast was on iHeartRadio, right? Everybody's, oh God, you're on iHeartRadio. So proud of you. I'm getting paid to do the show. It was wonderful. There were definitely times, and shout outs to y'all, y'all cool. But there were definitely times where it was somebody I wanted to interview, and it was like, and they were like, I don't know about that, and that was very different for me. It was very different for me. I did not love it at all. I did not, and we talking about sneakers here. I did not love it, and we got into some arguments, and they would probably tell you that Adam argued with us a lot. You know what I'm saying? They probably would say that to you. I don't know. I've got the feeling that they felt like I argued with them a lot because what I was arguing about was the authenticity of the show.
What I'm doing.
What they were saying is we're partners.
So you have to consider us.
So you have to consider us. And one is paying and one is providing the entertainment. You know what I'm saying? And so that's an interesting thing. And again, we were talking about sneakers, not world politics, geopolitics, local politics, social issues that have become dangerous. And so that's where it gets tricky for me. And that's just my thought on it. You guys wrap this one up.
I think that per something that Smooth said, we have to recognize the new element of media that we're in, right? Understand, Kai Cenat, I Show Speed are at the Oscars.
Yeah.
They bring them into the Oscars
and Kamala was calling them to do the show
because their streaming platform, their element of media has taken over. Bro, Adam, you know, man, we've been at this. You and I have been at this since Blog Talk. We've been at this some 20 some odd years.
I mean, we've been through 4 presidents.
Come on. Like I remember when we first had
five presidencies.
We had to explain to people what online radio was. I remember that. Right? Like I remember that.
I remember too.
Now, each of these lights that we are in front of right now has a podcast. We're going to be on their show.
Yeah, that light right there got a podcast.
We're going to be on their show a little bit later on tonight.
His podcast about baby crying.
Baby crying.
So when we recognize the new space that we're in, and we recognize the things that are going on, the conversation does shift because there is an element of business that's important, right? Now, mind you, exactly what Adam said, the procuring of our own souls, of our own integrity, I think that is up to each individual person. Because the same way that like, now mind you, if someone is seeking you, that means that both of you all have an element of value.
Yeah.
Right? Now mind you, they have the more money, so their value is different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And some people may consider they have more value. But if you think that my voice has value, then I'm going to speak for it or for myself. I know one thing. I would love for someone to sponsor us and give us millions of dollars. That would make me feel wonderful. We're here for it.
Nigga, you gonna have that shit.
However,
you gonna be
walking that. However, it would never allow me to say something I don't truthfully believe in.
Right.
Because understand something. Aside from this microphone, I have personal talks with my son. I have a mother. I have a father. You understand what I'm saying? And my personal integrity means something to me. And I would much rather be regular, local me than sell out for anything.
That's right.
You understand? And definitely not for money. If my belief system is my belief system, that's what it's going to be. So I think that these avenues should be explored. And I think that we just have to, like you said, just explore them carefully and still be forthright with our message. And let us get that money, people.
Word. I think for me, it goes back to saying, it's not where you're from, it's where you at. And we are in America.
Come on.
And America is a capitalist nation, and money makes things shake.
Let's not act like it doesn't.
But that doesn't mean you have to be a slave to it.
Right.
At the same time, you also be a stepping stone.
Yeah.
Right? Because you may get paid a couple $1,000s to get you where you need to be, and now you can start your own space. And I'm not saying that people should be slaves to the money at all. But again, it's come back to strategy. What are you doing with this opportunity? Is it really going to void your morals or your standards? If not, okay, cool. Let's work a little bit. You know what I mean? Being on iHeart is a major platform.
Yeah.
Adam could easily be like, all right, yo, whatever.
Yeah.
Let's get this bread.
Could have.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right? But again, that comes down to integrity and what you view and how high you hold these media platforms, right? Like I think we value media. We value the consumer piece. We value the business piece. We value the entertainment piece. We value a lot of these things, and we try to
value ourselves.
Exactly. We try to incorporate it all together. We're still very authentic, but we're still also knowing the gig is the gig.
People.
And I think that sometimes we just have to remind ourselves why we're not only why we're doing it, but two. No, that's it. That's what we want. Why we're doing it. I think that's the main piece is why we're doing it, and that keeps you on your square, right?
Yeah.
And making sure that you're being authentic. Sometimes people sell out sometimes, and I don't think that's necessarily.
And selling out is kind of relative too, and I'm not about to sit here and be an advocate for selling out, but selling out is a little relative because
sell out.
Sell out. Well, look, Paul sold out a couple weeks ago when he picked. Y'all both sold out a couple weeks ago, and one got to go, and y'all know what I'm talking about, Audie. But no,
that was for entertainment purposes.
Sambos and coons.
That was for entertainment purposes. Somebody had to take that phone.
I got a funny story to tell later on in the show, by the way. Speaking of Sambos, but anyway,
Ain't that a shoe?
what?
Wait, ain't that a Adidas shoe, Sambos? Or was it Samblers?
Sambas, man.
Sambas.
Boy, make
It's
official.
definitely not Sam. Hey, Adidas.
No, I
Samba. Yeah. Not Sambo.
I ain't never
Is
what
the Sambo
They
8?
smooth.
Is
Don't put that on Adidas.
Talking about the
pants.
Sambo 8s?
You know where they come from.
I'm about to
Relax.
say, yeah,
Word,
really.
word. Relax.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Really?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
All right, listen, man, we're ready to wrap this one up, but I don't know.
We got to wrap it up now.
Yeah,
That's
we're ready
crazy.
to wrap this up. We've gone
Smooth,
all the
you
deep
ruined
end,
it.
man. It's an interesting thing, though. It's interesting, especially as the further along we go into this. Once we get into 2026 and the elections are out there, and
Yes.
there's a lot of stuff going to be, and there's a lot of people that's going to be popping up out of nowhere with very prominent voices on both sides, by the way. And it does make you wonder what machine is behind them. And it's an interesting thing, man. We'll revisit this topic.
The machine helped get us where we are right now with the moron for a president.
Yeah, no. That's what I say. It's fight fire with fire. So
Yeah.
people look at it that way, man.
The
It's
machine also brought us a woman vice president. The machine also brought us
Barack
the
Obama.
first black president.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I
100%.
think that the machine is how you use it.
I'm with it.
100%.
Even a gun can be dangerous if you're, you know what I mean? But at the same time, it doesn't have to be dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? A toast makes toast.
Yep.
A toast makes toast. You know what I mean? Like,
A toast makes toast.
A toast does
Hey,
in fact
Smooth
make
is on a roll right now.
You know what
on
I'm
the
saying?
roll.
Especially when it gets together with another piece of toast.
Yeah,
Right.
it makes a
Right.
lot of toast.
you know what
All
I
right,
mean?
let's
Toast
get to our
makes
next
toast.
segment.
Get that butter.
All right, here you go.
That's enough of that.
All right, that's this thing.
Mama.
All right,
A
do
toast
this.
makes toast.
let's do this next segment, and then we ready to wrap up.
All right.
All right. Let me know when you're ready, see.
Yeah, I'm ready to
KFC
go, man.
biscuits is way better than Popeye's biscuits.
Hell no, they not.
You said what?
Crazy.
Hell no, they not. You are
Crazy.
You
You
record
are
this?
crazy.
No, that's what I said. What did he say?
KFC biscuits is
You
better
are
than
crazy.
Popeye's.
KFC biscuits are the worst.
You record this?
Yes. I
Okay.
am.
Like
I
absolute
ain't
worst.
turn off nothing.
Okay.
Like absolute worst.
Wait, they come straight out the oven?
Them Jones taste like the literal cardboard or whatever. You know the little when you pop the little can. That's what KFC.
Them joints
biscuits
are
taste
Oh, you
extra
like.
supposed
dry,
to like
bro.
the can for the
It tastes like the actual
bugging out.
can.
Bugging out.
You're bugging out.
Nigga, give me
Popeye's
that.
biscuits
Give me that
are
mustard,
made
man.
with butter and love.
Oh wow. I don't know
You
about that
understand?
either.
Made by Paula Dean.
Like you are tripping, bro.
Hey,
You are
this,
tripping.
this is the perfect example of an argument between a Sambo and a coon.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
I kept
the
quiet.
perfect argument.
Let me tell you
Which
about
biscuit is better? Which biscuit is better?
I'm just saying, my man is tripping, and this might be some Patreon. So all I'm saying is, who in their right mind thinks that KFC biscuits are better than Popeyes? Holla at us.
I will agree with that. KFC
Holla.
biscuits are dry and gritty.
Come on.
Shouts out to Bojangles Bowberry.
And shout outs to Red.
Thank you. Knock
Shout
it
outs
off.
to Red Lobsters with the cheddar biscuits,
There we go.
especially since they upgraded.
That's a whole nother
everything
level.
like that.
Yeah,
Just wanted to put
yeah.
that.
You can't bring those
biscuit
into.
debate.
That's a whole nother level.
Nah,
All right,
bro.
let's jump into it.
Tired of hearing that from men, especially like when I have my daughters. Yeah, I don't want my daughter to date a man like me. But then, how do we stop that cycle? Because they're forever. I don't want my daughter to date a man like me.
In terms of men discovering through their children that women are people, it's your first ever authentic loving experience, right?
Yeah.
All right, LT, what's the next topic, sir?
All right, so I know you guys saw the video where they were talking about basically just, would you let your daughter date a guy like you? And the argument that, or the discussion that came out of that. So today's, this topic is going to be about, would you let your daughter date a man like you? And I definitely have some stuff to say about that, but I'm going to let the fathers go first.
I would not let my daughter date a man like you, LT, but
You damn right.
You damn right.
You damn right. You ugly mother.
Yeah, right. Listen. I found this one interesting, and shout out to Darga. She put this in our group chat.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
But I thought it was important that us fellas talk about this one. I think it was, and if you watch the full
We
clip,
got to play the whole video.
yeah, and yes, you all have to. I can't play the whole video, but if you all watch the entire clip, he makes a really interesting, deeper point that I would like for us to get to, because the question, to me, the answer to the question whenever you hear people say it, it's kind of like, well, how am I supposed to answer that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And naturally, I would like to say, and I have a daughter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Naturally, I would like to say, sure, I would like my daughter to date someone like me because I'm her father and I try to be the best man that I can, and I have a high opinion of myself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I'm not going to sit here and
As
do
you
that.
should.
Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and do that thing where it's like, well, you know me, I made a lot of mistakes in my life and I ain't shit for real. No, I think I'm a solid dude who's trying my best to raise solid and great kids, frankly. So, yeah, I would. But the question in itself and the nature of the question, like the woman who was presented the question in the clip, irritates the skin off of me. It irritates me. And I just wonder why it's even an assumption that you have to ask somebody what you want. Why would you even want to be in the position where someone has to ask you, would your daughter date someone like you?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even if you're in the position of raising that child, if you are in the position of raising that child, you should be making yourself a man that she would want to date.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you weren't when you were 15, 16, 17 years old, which I'll get back to that a little bit later, the young piece, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bookmarking that in my brain. Why would you... I hate the question. I hate to be that basic with it, but I hate the
experience,
question.
bro. I think it comes down to experience.
Okay, talk to me.
Because maybe the 22-year-old Adam has a completely different answer than the 41-2-year-old Adam.
43.
48.
I'm sorry. See, I was
said
giving you credit, right?
He's 48.
Right. You know what I mean?
57.
Like I think that as men who have experiences, date, different type of women, have experiences, and also have children.
Yeah.
Our outlook always changes given the circumstances.
Yeah.
I would have never thought in my early 20s, not, being married or not having a house or not all these things, but being a man and experiencing how life has kind of like shaped that trajectory. Like it's a different conversation now. Right. And so being able to talk to your children about certain things as a late 30s, early 40-year-old, it's completely different than how you would maybe when you were younger. And I think sometimes maybe that question may help people think, okay, well, it can't just be one flat like answer of this is what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be like there comes empathy, there comes like patience, there comes, those elements in teaching children. And so I think that the question, I understand it irritates you, but I do think there is some merit in allowing some men to kind of think about their experiences and how we are going to project or insert those experiences into our children.
Fair enough. Okay, so you made a great point that I'm glad you hit the bookmark that I put in my brain about the young version of me. Like 18-year-old Adam is not really dating. Maybe 25-year-old Adam was dating. Yeah, they heard you. Yeah. Okay, maybe 25-year-old me was dating, and 25-year-old me was a good person.
Yeah.
And I mean this, like Paul knew 25-year-old me, and earlier MSR Adam, so that was 26, 27-year-old me, I think. Math might be off, but the point is, Paul will probably giggle at how they used to call me a ninja, and how my famous line was, "I don't understand why we need to go and date. I got a house and a TV.
You just come over and kick it.
You could just come over and kick it." And how I used to do shit like, you could go to my Facebook archives. Oh, I ain't getting into you. Okay.
Are you talking about your pandering online when you're hungry?
Oh, I would pander. Buddy, listen.
Man, sure I'm hungry.
I used to put, hey, if you go through my Facebook memories, there's at least 40 of them from like 2008 to about 2010 of me going, man, I'm hungry as hell today, man. I sure am hungry. I wish somebody would bring me some food. And it would be like, and I ain't trying to make it sound like I'm just like master player or nothing, but it would be like 12 comments I need. What you want to eat? I bring you and I'd have someone bring me Wendy's and different assortments of fast food. And sometimes I look up and get like actual meal. Okay. So I was definitely some form of a homosexual and all that stuff, right? You know what I mean?
No, you weren't pandering for a place to stay. You
no,
might
but
have been
I was
a homomelial.
Homomelial. Okay, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
What did he say? Homo sapien. Homo sapien.
Homosexual.
Yeah, hungry sexual.
And I saw, so yes, I get it. I understand, but why I don't like the nature of the question, and maybe it's less of the question, it's just more of the philosophy. Men have to grow just like women have to grow. And 18-year-old women, girls, usually ain't shit either.
Wow.
And 23-year-old girls usually ain't shit either. They usually, and this will all sound all fucked up, and I understand, but, you know, I know girls that used to be like, I'm going with the nigga because he would take me to dinner.
Right.
And I mean, they're a hoe or nothing, they ain't fucking them or nothing like that. They just,
you know,
they just, I got something to do. It's just a move because that's what young people do.
Yeah.
Young people make moves. So when you ask me, would I want my daughter to date a man like me, I can't talk about 22-year-old Adam or 18-year-old Adam or 26-year-old Adam. I got to talk about 43-year-old Adam. Those are the experiences. Now, if my daughter or my wife and I are talking about my daughter and they're like, what should she and shouldn't she look out? And maybe this is basically giving the answer to the question. But what should she or shouldn't she look out for? I would tell her.
And you can explain
there was moves I used to
the
make
variations of your ages.
I could see that in that young man. This young man that you're talking to, I'm telling you, I could see what's going on there. You should be careful about that. Hey, honey, I see you. What you doing tonight? Well, I'm going over Adam's house to. You know, he said he was hungry, and I picked up some Chick-fil-A and I'm bringing it over house.
This bed together.
What the fuck? Yeah, I can't. You're going to put a bed together. What? No, don't do it. No, but
you can't read.
Or he hasn't taken you out. You're always going to his crib.
Right.
Yeah, I would give her those warnings, but it does not mean, and this may sound, like all you caper for dudes, but it literally does not mean he's a bad guy.
Right.
It just means that person isn't where he should be yet. I can readily admit that when I was putting out those Facebook messages or being like, I got my own crib, I don't understand why I'm fishing hard. I was not ready for a relationship. But I'll also say this, and this is the absolute truth. My wife knows this. Plenty of fish. Shout out to plentyoffish.com.
P.O.
Shout out to Plenty of Fish.
Plenty of fish. Plenty of fish.
Brother, listen. Hey, bro. Quick sidebar.
Black Planet.
If you are able to do it,
ass nigga.
Hey, if you are able to do this, listen to me. If you're able to do this, okay, a great time capsule of your life. We're one of the few generations that could do this. Not even the newer generation could really do it. I'm telling you, if you could somehow find your Black Planet page, then find your MySpace
Go there
page.
and enjoy yourself.
No, listen to me. Listen. Find your Black Planet page. Then find your MySpace page if you had one. Then find like your most current thing, your Facebook, whatever it is, and compare the three people. It's wow.
And blow your own mind.
Yeah. I found my Black Planet page. This is a long time ago too. Black Planet might not even be accessible anymore, but when it still was, I was on that junk fishing, boy. My whole profile was like, listen, I like women that like this. If you this and that.
Kobe in the gym.
It was literally the whole profile description was me. It was like a dating profile. It was like, and this is what I want. If you're a girl and you like this, then holler at me because da-da-da-da-da. My MySpace page was like, kind of like, I was kind of be like an entrepreneur.
Magnum background on my MySpace page, because you used to be able to, code that shit. Because I thought, at the time, niggas is,
I mean, but that's what the social media were for back then.
Right.
Yeah.
13 is like, fuck it.
So anyway, long story short, I think that
Adam's getting bitches.
I think that you I'm married, bro. I'm married man. I'm married man.
He trying not to expose.
I remember what I was saying.
By the way.
I'm trying to remember what I was saying.
Yeah.
No, here's the truth. I'll land my own plane here. You guys jump in.
Yeah.
I was not ready at 25 at all.
Mm-hmm.
I was not ready at, how old was I when I met you? 37 when I met you? 36 or 37 when I met Jen, right? Jen is my wife. I wasn't looking for a wife then. I wasn't. Y'all remember me in 2018? I was dating around just as much as anything. What happened was, and this is the frustrating thing, and this is, I'm telling you as a married man, I'm trying to tell you, this is the frustrating thing about dating. There's no secret sauce
At all.
At all. I was talking to different women in 2018, and then all of a sudden, I saw my wife.
The chemistry that you
and
needed
boom,
was right there.
I was ready to get married. It wasn't no plan. No marriage expert helped me. I didn't go on some podcast and get switched around. It wasn't my documentary I made. It wasn't nothing. But I saw her and thought, God damn, I think I could spend my life. I think this one makes me want to do everything right.
But
I can stop fishing online.
What went into you being able to have the ability to be like,
I don't know. So,
but that's kind of his point.
I don't know. I mean, you know, if I
there's
try,
no recipe for it.
There's none, but I'll try. We were equally yoked on a lot of things, down to where we wanted to like live. We both knew we wanted to live in DC forever. And bro, I'm failing at trying because honestly, it was easy to talk to her.
No, I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about you. Like, what was the makeup of what you had to experience to be able to be like,
it was just,
I'm ready to make
all those things that he mentioned before.
She was worth it.
And he had done all those other things.
She was worth it. I met plenty of women that were amazing women.
Word. That's fair.
And this is the tough thing about
I know
dating.
many of his ex-girlfriends.
Yeah. And everybody's cool.
Yeah.
But the thing is, silly nigga boy. The thing is that you go through life hurting a lot of people.
Either purposely or
purposely,
by accident.
Some people are fucks.
Okay,
let's just keep it real. Some people are just bad people. You run into bad people. They don't give a fuck about you. They just get what they want from you and they move on. But most people just break hearts because the shit just did not work out. It just didn't work out. And there are plenty of people that will probably watch this podcast if they dare watch me on the podcast and go, look at this nigga, man. I used to talk to him and he wouldn't do that for me. I was more invested in him. And there's plenty of women that I was more invested in that weren't as invested in me.
Bang bizzle.
My wife was the person that I wanted to be the most invested in. And me and her have been through all sorts of ups and downs, like any marriage and relationship. She get mad at me all the time. I think about one specific time when very early on our relationship, and you know, she was mad at me and give me some problems, you know, just dumb relationship problems. And I remember literally, I could almost visualize the crossroads, like the end of Castaway. When my man pulled up and it was like left to go to this place and right to go to that. It was literally like I could like stop talking to her right now, or I could fight for it. And something just told me, call her and fight for it.
But bro,
I don't know why.
That's what I'm speaking to.
Yeah,
is the ability to be like, yo, I can do this, but
I loved her.
No, I know. I guess what I'm speaking to like is the maturity as men of like realizing that one, we are getting older.
Yeah.
Two, we can't just keep running. 3, we have to weather the storm. And that happens in relationships. I think sometimes the value of relationships comes sometimes when you've been through different type of relationships. And I don't just mean romantic or sexual, but just relationships in general. When you've been through relationships, like you have that experience to be like, yo, you know what? I haven't been the best. Maybe I need to take a second thought, or maybe I need to slow down. Maybe I need to, think about this a little differently. I think that those experiences, and I think that sometimes those experiences do come with age and allowing those things to kind of like marinate for a while, right? But Paul, you've since I've known you, you've been a father. You've been in the community. You've been all those things. So when you speak, I know you're speaking from a place of not just maturity but experience.
So I'll say this: I'm 47. My son is 26 years old. I don't have any daughters. However, I have 4 goddaughters. Right? Shout out to all of you. I love you guys so much. There was one day that myself and my goddaughters, mom, Melody, what's happening? My oldest goddaughter, Kara, and my youngest goddaughter was wrestling, right? She was wrestling. So we're all there together. Kara works a lot. So she's sitting beside me and she went to sleep, right? She went to sleep, and she's laying on my shoulder. She's asleep. Melody took a picture of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Later on, she posted it online, and she said that, and it really made me cry. I'm gonna be for real with you. She posted that I'm very happy that my daughters have someone that they can be this safe with, right? Right. Like I said, I don't have daughters. I have a son. However, I'm happy to be an influence of my goddaughters. I'm not saying I'm perfect in the least bit, but of elements of proper male behavior, right? Like I'm happy that my goddaughter can just lay her shoulder on me and know that she's safe and that she's protected. And I'm happy to have provided a space for them as they've grown up to see a man that actively takes care of his family, that actively does those things. Because there were two elements to this thing and two elements to this video. Like we're talking about the man, but in that video, he also talked about the upbringing of young men with no father, right? And how the different fallacies.
Mothers,
he even, if you all have watched the video, he even brought up such an interesting parallel and understand what we're saying here. And please watch the video because it'll make more sense of incestuous theology. I'm not talking about actual incest. We're talking about like not having a male or a proper male around when a woman has to assume every single role, and then that young man turns more into less of just a son mother, but also someone that I lean on for the things that this man should be doing.
Yeah, the man in the house.
Right. And from that, there can come an animosity, and like depending on, and I'm not saying this for every household or every single mom, I'm not saying that at all. But from that, the young man can develop certain things certain problems with his mom that as a young man, he can't take out on his mother.
Yeah.
You can't say anything there. You can't say, Mom, shut up. I'm not about to do that. Can't do none of that. So as he grows older and those things haven't been dealt with on the inside of him, now I'm a grown man that can say whatever I want.
Yeah.
Now I'm in a relationship with this woman. And when I see her, when she says things to me, I'm like the 5, 6, 7-year-old little boy. Now I have the ability to woof back at her.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So that for me as a father, I tried to raise Anton with as less stereotype as possible.
Yeah.
Unless I didn't like the same way that we tell our girls to protect themselves and all that. I explain to my son, like, you're a person, you're a commodity. There's as many bodies you like. If a girl is called a slut for all the people that she's slept with and all those things, and you're sleeping with her also, what does that make you?
Everybody slutter.
Right. Like, what does that make you? So the ideology that we're just gonna, so I wanted him. I would.
I don't know about that.
I wanted, but my point is, male or female, I wanted him to hold himself in higher regard than just that.
Facts.
Right?
Facts.
Real quick story, and I'm gonna go back. And you remember this, Adam. You remember this. My son was 13 years old. Right, he's 13. He got skipped grade, so he's 13 in the 9th grade.
Oh, you bragging, nigga. You raised your son right. Okay.
His son's a genius. Look at
You need to do that.
It literally goes to the context of the story. It literally goes.
Looks like I skipped that.
Shut up, Adam. So he's 13. He's 13 in the 9th grade, right?
Right.
There's a 17-year-old in the 11th grade that wants to take him to Hollow Screen.
Take
right?
it where?
Hollow
Screen. Oh, Hollow Screen.
Right. So he calls me. So, hey, Dad, this girl wants to take me to Hollow Screen. And blah 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 blah. And I go, well, how old is she? And he's like, because I'm thinking you're 13 in the 9th grade. If she wants to take you somewhere, she's driving. She's 17 in the 11th grade.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm just like, man. So I go, does she know how old you are? And he's like, yeah. I'm just thinking, what in the world does a 17-year-old want with my 13-year-old son? Right? And I'm thinking, and I call,
oh my God.
Come on, bro.
Honestly,
boy. So I call Adam.
Let him
I'm
finish.
talking to him about it. I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
and mind you, all my
You
male
just niggas
friends,
up.
listen to me. all my male friends go, man, that's what's up. Yeah, man, that's what's up. Yeah, dog. Yeah,
Hey,
and I'm like,
hey.
no, it's not what's up, because
It's not.
had I proposed this scenario for my 13-year-old daughter in the ninth
what do I
grade,
be with it? Yeah.
and a 17-year-old boy that's in the 11th grade that wants to take her somewhere, it wouldn't be the same reception.
But does she have the money?
Right? Listen. So what I knew
It keeps
was
getting worse.
at 13 years old,
And where the mute button at?
my son and that girl that was 17 could get into, I knew he wasn't ready for none of that.
Nah, yeah, exactly.
Like I knew he wasn't ready for, so I didn't champion any of that. And
You're not ready to
suffice
get on the wheel,
suffice it to say,
Drive the go-kart.
he did not go with her to Hollow Screen, and he did not go like what I'm saying is like male. Exactly.
Hey, Paul, hurry up, man. You ain't gonna get finished with this.
Listen. I'm glad I'm glad I'm around to give your son some advice.
Right, exactly.
This battle,
Yeah,
dog.
exactly.
This nigga here.
Man,
Let's see what he got to
this.
say.
All I hear over there is,
Is she down to
Hey, calm down over there, Quagmire.
boy.
Oh, baby.
Oh, shit, my phone fell. Hold on, Paul. Shit.
Calm down, Quagmire.
Oh,
Exactly. That's Quagmire right there, bro.
Nigga.
All he been doing is saying slight comments, talking about
Let me
I
land.
mean, if she down to clown. I mean, if she down to clown, then it's down to go to town.
Right. Nigga, she paying?
But,
All right, go ahead.
but
Pick it
in
up
all
there.
seriousness, I respect your decision, Paul.
Man, so
Yeah.
my point is, like, I wanted to rear him to the best of my ability,
Right.
without those ideologies.
Right.
And had I just been like my idiot friends, and they just, man, that's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up. And Adam and I really did discuss it. I was like,
we
bro,
did,
like,
we did.
like, what do you
Yeah.
think about
Wait, what
that?
did Adam say, though?
You know what I'm saying?
I agree with him.
He said that, he didn't say that's what's
I'm a
up.
decent man from the.
Like, right, he a decent man. Come on, man.
Decent man.
He said it behind closed. He said it behind closed doors.
You know, out of that
Adam
could
was
have came
like,
some senseless violence. Yeah.
Financial reasons.
Right.
Mental health reasons.
Whoa.
Ultimately,
Yeah.
what we're saying is,
You use cock.
be decent men. Man.
Hey, we can't
This
get
is ridiculous.
this.
We're not doing this, nigga. Any woman that's watching this show right now is going, damn,
First of
nigga.
all, where's the mute button for Smooth?
Yeah,
we're saying
This is why we do these conversations virtual, so
Yes,
we can mute
yeah.
You know
these
what I'm
niggas.
saying?
No, I remember that conversation. I remember that. Yeah, and
All the block.
you 100. Paula blocking.
Hey,
You 100% right.
Paul blocking?
Yeah.
In all seriousness, you 100% right.
Yeah.
Oh.
Really, I think that
No, I'm
the
joking.
conversation. We know you joking, nigga. I mean, you're a scumbag, but we know you're joking.
Yeah, right.
But you know,
We know you
won't
a
take
scumbag, but
you just
still.
away from.
yeah, but no, we know that protecting. My number one job. I got a son and a daughter, and I always talk to my wife about like I want them to learn the same things. I don't want my
Yes, sir.
son to feel like any pressure to do anything he don't want to do outside of women or with women, whatever. And I don't, want my daughter to feel like we let God do whatever he wants.
Uh-huh.
Why I got to be like living like a prisoner up in here. But my number one job, I'm a human, so I still have these like biases. Like, I feel like I have to protect her because she's my little girl. She's walking up and down the steps, and my wife is like, "Let her learn how to walk," and I'm like, "I don't want her." Yeah, because my job, my instinct is to protect
her.
my girl. You know what I'm saying? So I understand all of this. I just think that, and I think you all made the points beautifully, so I don't really have to elaborate too much more on it. I think that letting boys grow and learn, how to be men. You were asking me earlier, like you were making a point about like being older, and if maybe some of that played into it. But I was cool with my my apartment. My art loft, and I was cooling. I wasn't, with the train, you know what I'm saying? It was nice. You know what I'm saying? But
Bachelor.
my old spot, you know what I'm saying? That spot was the spot. You know what I'm saying? It was cooling, and then all of a sudden,
Free parking?
all of a sudden, I'm packing that spot up in 6-7 months later after that. You know what I'm saying? Because so it's not, why someone gets married is totally different than how to teach boys how to be men. And we should be teaching boys how to be men, not so they could be great daters.
How about that?
but so they can be great men. If they're good men, then the women part of it will be easy. They'll break. Listen, some of the best men on the planet, some of the most solid. In fact, those dudes break hearts much harder than the fuck boy. And I looked at you when I said fuck boy. Those dudes break hearts much harder because
it's not their intention.
Because it's this thought, but from the woman, it's the thought process of, I never thought you were capable of doing that. You supposed to be one of the good ones. You know what I'm saying?
You, however.
Yeah, and I didn't think he ain't in this conversation. He's sitting this one out. But no, so my last point is just that just focus on teaching your sons how to be good men. Their dating lives, they'll come to you for advice. I asked my dad plenty of advice about dating, and a lot of times it was like, I don't know, man. It's like he ain't really had nothing for me anyway, because it's my journey. It's my journey, and it's my.
Did that change though? Did that conversation with your dad change in terms of like having that conversation back then, but maybe having it now?
Like when I'm married?
Being married or just in
my conversations with my dad have changed.
Just like 2 and 2 y'all business.
No, we're cool. I'm fine. Yeah. Me and my conversations, and I will wrap up after this. My conversations with my dad have matured just in general because I'm not a little kid anymore, and I'm also not like a 20-something-year-old dude trying to like figure out, like I'm his like very adult son with kids. So when now me and him talk like two homies at this point. We've been like that for some time, but no, it's a little different, but so just raise your sons, man or woman, raise your children to be good children.
Yes.
And that's people, the best you could do. Yeah. That's the best you could do. So that's all I got to say about that. That's all I got to say about that.
Larger, like you had said something to me a while back, Smooth, when we were talking on the phone about fatherhood, about certain things, right? And like I said, not no bragging or nothing like that. My son was well accomplished, like he academically and all those things. He was just good at it. You know what I'm saying? And people used to always come up to me and they'd be like, "I know you're proud of him. I know this and the third." But I tell you the truth, like those things are cool. Like all of that academic stuff, but those things are things. You know what I was most proud of? When people came and they were like, "Your son is an awesome young man."
Right.
And the same thing that I was talking about with my goddaughters. When Anton was 8, 9, 10, 11 years old, and all 4 of the girls would be there, sometimes I would just lay back. I would just, watch him. And he was there, protecting all of them. If they needed something, he was there. If they need, and I'm just watching him look out for his god sisters. You understand what I'm saying? And those are the things that I'm proud of. He has 3 children now, and he actively very well. She does.
Oh,
takes care of them.
Oh, word, nice.
Takes care of them very well. And those are the things I'm proud of. Like he was doing cybersecurity and stuff for the government when he was 17 years old.
Yeah,
they gave him an apartment. They did all this stuff, and all of that stuff is cool. That's cool stuff to say. Like that's cool, but that's not who he is as a person. Those are things that he's done. So I'm more proud of instilling in him who he's going to be as a man and as a person than any of those other things.
I agree.
I'm gonna punch Anton in the chest when I see him.
Yeah.
Just have kids.
So,
go ahead, T. Wrap us up. We can move on.
All right. So, being the only non-father in this group,
why are you talking?
Shut up. Shut the fuck up while I'm talking.
Go for it.
But in all reality, I've always talked about like when people ask me things like, "Oh man, you're gonna be this type of father. You're gonna be this type of father. This, that, and the third." I think that one of the things that I always tell people is that, in my mind, like I see myself being like a life lesson type of dad, where like that's how I learned. I went through a lot of trials and tribulations, ups and downs in my lifetime, and it kind of turned me into the person that I am. If I have a daughter, would I let my daughter, date someone like me? I probably would.
Yeah.
And the reason I say that is because to speak on what Paul was talking about with Anton, it's like I was raised not necessarily just by my father. I was mainly raised by my mother, my grandmother, but also the people, the rest of the family. Because, it takes a village, you know what I'm saying? So they raised me to be the person who I am today. But I also was that way, like when I was 15, when I was 16, 17, all the way up until I'm 37 now. So it's like, you know, it's like
7.
it's just, I just want to put that out there in case people were wondering and are like, oh my goodness, I didn't know.
Please explain to them how you've gotten much handsomer in the last 6 years.
Yeah, you're right. I'm so sorry. I'm just a really good looking guy, and I you know, I don't think I am, but you know, my cast and crew over here, you know, they believe I am, so I just got to take that man.
Like he not the one that said it though. As if he didn't start the joke. It's the burning. Right.
It's so handsome. But I digress.
Amongst all these ugly guys.
Yeah. Right.
So, like I said, it's like how you were raised as to, you know, basically like whether or not, you know, you were a good person or not. Like Adam said, just because you did these things didn't make you a bad person or an evil person. Like it takes way more than that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know,
Smooth?
the conversation, Smooth. I'm so sorry. Like,
Smooth's that part of this conversation.
Going with gasoline shorts on, my boy. That's it.
Yeah.
But again, it's just more so like I just want to make sure that when I do have my kids, that I instill in them the same things Paul instilled into his son. And whether it's daughter or son, like Adam said, like I don't want to treat them different and be like, oh, he's a boy. He can go out and date girls well past his age and et cetera, because I respect that decision, Paul. Like I'm glad that you said, nah, you 13, that girl's 17. I don't like do it because to be honest, he might not be here today if you had let him do that shit. So think about that.
When you was 13, would you mess with the 17-year-olds?
He did.
All right.
All right. So,
all right, yeah, we'll move on.
I didn't have a discussion with him. I didn't have a discussion with my parents about it.
But that's the thing. That's the life lesson. To be brutally honest, that's the life lesson. He learned from that experience and said, you know what? Nah, I've been through there, buddy. Like, I don't want you to end up that way. So, ultimately, I just want the kids to understand that, like, whether it's me, whether it's someone like someone else, ultimately, like they should be able to make their own decisions by that point. Like, you know what? I want them to understand and be like, that don't sound right to me.
Yep.
Yeah, no, a conversation needs to be had. What's going on? Yep. What's this? What's that? So, you know, that's my point of view.
Yep. Bang bizzle.
I like it.
All right, y'all. That was a good episode. Hope you all learned a lot.
And about had some fun too.
The good men on this stage.
I hope Smooth learned a lot.
Listen, man, I don't know what to say. You know what I mean, man?
I got my friends are haters.
You got some growing to do. You know what I mean? You got some growing to do. You know what I'm saying? Oh, see? See? Ba-doom, boom. Ba-doom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. All right, big shout out to Ideaplex and all the people over here. Ox, thank you, sir. Appreciate you, man. Thanks to Ron for having us and doing all that, man. Thank you to you all for listening to the show. Sure. Remember, subscribe to the podcast, hit the notification bell, do all of that stuff, comment, all of those things, share the podcast.
Engage with us.
Engage with us is really the most important thing you can do. Engage with us. We like to hear what you all think, man. It's the People Show. It's always been the People Show.
Always.
So please engage with the podcast. If you're listening on podcast audio only, remember to rate and review the show. Right. We on all of your favorite podcast platforms. Don't be honest, whatever. I don't care. Just rate and review the show. Give us a good review.
Yeah.
All right. I don't even know if I was pointing to the right camera, but either way, here we go. Yeah, all right, there we go. So we're on all your favorite podcast platforms, and shouts out to all of our Patreons and all our sponsors of the show. Okay, Smooth, great show.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
LT behind the boards.
Appreciate you.
Great show.
Thank you, my brother.
All right, I'm Adam Butler. That's Paul Spann.
Black Man Spann.
Remember to be great.
Elevate us.
We're up out of here. Peace.
Yeah.